Hello everyone, welcome to the Boleyn Lounge, walk and talk with Jeff and Coco. No content last week guys, I was full of absolutely stinking viral head cold and as you can probably tell still a bit bunged up now but on the mend. So anyway, into the final week of the Premier League season and somehow we're still alive. We've got a chance. Coco, come on this way, big girl. You coming? Maybe not. Protest. What do you reckon, eh? What a way to start a bloody walk and talk video with her laying down. Bloody ridiculous. Come on. Anyway, back to the football. And final weekend of the Premier League season and we've got a chance. Might be a bit of a small hope, but we've got some hope thanks to Chelsea beating Spurs in the week. And what, unbelievably, I'm able to say what a massive weekend of football we've got again this weekend. And it really is going to define the future of these two clubs and where they play their football next season. One of us is going to the Championship. And of course we all hope it's them. Or most of us do, I think. There's some that seem to ready to embrace a relegation, a season in the Championship, and maybe see some positives in that. For me, be honest with you, whatever happens, the sky won't fall in. I'll still be supporting West Ham. I'll still be watching West Ham. And if the worst comes, for me, if the worst comes, because I'd like us to stay up. But if we do go down, I'll embrace the Championship and I'll be grateful there's no VAR. That will be one thing that I'll look forward to next year. But we're not there yet. And Spurs have got Everton. That's a tough fixture for them, right? They're not very good at home. Haven't won there this year. And we've got Moyes. I mean, he knows how to carry out a 1-0 away mugging, doesn't he? And I think we're all hoping that he's going to come to our rescue in that respect. But we've got to do what we've got to do. You know, we've got to win our game. And we face somewhat depleted Leeds side, I think it's fair to say. So I don't think we could have had a better chance, really. Leeds are well safe, and they've got a few regulars going to be missing. So sort of stacks up all right for West Ham in that way, but this is West Ham, right? And God, we know how to monumentally fuck things up, don't we? That's for sure. My worry is that of all the 20 odd points that we've dropped from winning positions that obviously we've heard about for a large part of the season, it's been a big narrative how many points we've dropped. I think it might even come down to just one. That's my concern, that one more point might have been enough and that we might go on goal difference, and oh, that would be tragic if that happens. We win, they draw, go down on goal difference. Coco, this way, big girl, come on. Come on. Yeah, that would be that'd be the worst for me, to be relegated on goal difference. But we'll see what happens on Sunday. Now, as usual, please like the video. If you're not subscribed, please give us a sub. Really helps the channel out, and be a nice way to go into the summer. A few more subscribers join the channel would be lovely. Leeds, like I say, got a few injuries. Stack and Strike being out, I think, is a big miss. Not sure if Okafor's going to be back. So, yeah, they've got some really important, influential players going to be missing. But how's our team going to line up? Well, despite his experiment at Newcastle, I think he might go back to the kind of 4-4-2 formation that we've used a large part of the season, and that's been kind of instrumental to part of our recovery, if that's what we want to call it. So I think he will go to his tried and trusted team, if I'm honest. I think he'll start with Hermansen in goal. I think he shows a lot of faith in him. He clearly wants him as his number one. We're into the last game of the season now. I don't see how that's going to change. I don't have a big problem with it. Splits the opinion between the fan base a little bit, between him and Areola, but as I've constantly said, I don't think there's a lot in it, so happy enough with Hermansen in goal. Left back, likely to be Jeff. Don't see any reason why it wouldn't be. What are you doing, big girl? Another little protest. She's such a dickhead. This is what I have to put up with. You can see how the bloody thing performs. Anyway, Jeff at left back. Disassi, probably his final game. Might be Jeff's final game for us if worst comes to the worst. If we get relegated, pretty certain Disassi's not going to be here next season, but he's going to get a start. I can't see past Mavropanos as his centre-back partner. Then we get to right back, and I don't think there should be much debate about it, but Nuno seems to like Wan-Bissaka, and will he start? Won't he start? For me, I think I'd have Walker-Peters in there. I thought, as I've said before, he was a little bit unlucky, lose his place when Wan-Bissaka came back from the AFCONs, and when he's played, don't think he's done anything wrong. And for me, I'd like to see Walker-Peters in there. Midfield, he's going to play his trusted pairing of Souček and Fernandes. No matter what some of the fan base might think, I can't see that that changes. As I've said before, I'm quite happy to see that starting pairing in the middle of the park, really. And I'd quite like to see Kante coming on and getting a few more minutes to replace Souček later on in games, giving him half hour, 20 minutes here and there. And I do think Souček starts to fade later in games. But yeah, Souček Fernandes, I can't see that he's going to do anything different than that. Of course, we're going to have Somerville on the left hand side, another one who's not likely to be here next season, especially if we do get relegated. But he's so tricky, draws people in, gets fouls, gets players booked. Hasn't chipped in with as many goals as he had done in his little purple patch, but he's influential and he causes teams problems, so we can't afford not to have Somerville in the team. And equally, Bowen is going to be the other side. Much debate among the fan base about his influence and captaincy. That we don't have any other options, in my opinion, despite whether we think he's in good form or a good captain or not. He's got to play, and hopefully it's a game that he can really step up to the mark, perhaps get a goal or assist and help us on to winning ways. So Bowen plays, and whether he's here next year or not, whether he should be captain or not. For me, it's a debate for another day. In fact, I'm not sure we should have been debating it quite as much as we have been throughout the whole season, if I'm honest. We think he's struggling and having a hard time of things, and then we're suggesting that we should strip him of the captaincy. I don't see how that would have helped him at all, and I don't see the candidate that's waiting in the background to actually take the armband and be the leader that we need. I think it's part of the reason he got the captaincy in the first place. So, like I say, probably a debate for another day though. Then we come to who's going to start up front. Well, I think after his display last week, I don't think there's any question about Tatty starting, and in fact the last couple of 3 games he's been really, really lucky. I was going to say not to score, but obviously he did score up at Newcastle, but he's been a bit unlucky not to get just 2 or 3 more goals perhaps over the last couple of 3 games. And we all know about his work rate, his application, and he's technically good. So yeah, he's got to play for me. And then who partners him? Well, personally, I've got my views on it, and lots of people think Pablo's absolutely awful. In many ways, he really is. And there's a section of the fan base that thinks Wilson should be starting, and he's the best finisher in the football club. And well, I don't think there's any debate that he is the best finisher in the football club. Just got to wait for Coco to catch up on a dawdle. But I'd start Pablo. For me, Wilson is more of an impact sub. I like to bring him on later in games and ask him to do what he does, score a goal. But I don't think he influences the game over 90 minutes enough. I think it's partly to do with his age and his pace. It's not there anymore. He's definitely clever. We shouldn't be giving him 5 minutes. That's been the problem. We haven't been using him enough, giving him enough minutes. So we should be bringing him on with 20 minutes, half hour to play. Give him a chance to actually really do what he does, cause a few problems to perhaps defenders that have been worked hard for an hour or so. So, despite his failings, and he really does have an awful touch, certainly at times, I'd play Pablo. That would be my team. And like I said, I'd be looking to bring Kante on later in the game, and definitely, if needs be, I'll be looking to introduce Wilson, try and get us a goal. So I'm hoping that we can win this weekend. All we can do is what we could do. If we win our game, whatever happens elsewhere is out of our control. So we need to pick up our 3 points and hope that Everton can do us a favour. David Moyes can get another away win under his belt this season. Everton have been a good away from home, haven't they? And Spurs have been awful. So yeah, it's not impossible. But like I say, my worry is that we might win our game and Spurs might just get the point that they need, and we go down on goal difference. I'd say it'd be absolutely sickening if that happens. I think I'd rather lose on Sunday and go down like that than be so close but so far. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the team that I'm predicting. Let me know what team selections you would make. Of course, get your predictions in there if you want to predict what might happen on Sunday in our game or in both games. What you think the outcome of our season's going to be, whether you think we'll be in the championship. Come on, Coco. next season, or if we're going to remain as a Premier League team. My score prediction, I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to win. I'm going to say 2-1. 2-1 West Ham. And I'm going to pray it's 1-0 Everton. And we stay up. Let me know what you think, like I say. Please get involved in the comments. Thanks to all of you supporting the channel over not just this year but the last couple of years. Really appreciated. And well, I'll see you guys next week. We'll either be a Premier League side or we're talking about our woes and what we might think will happen next season in a different division. But until then, thanks for watching. Come on, you Irons.